So with technologies like brain-computer interface, which Neurolink is, essentially looking at a chip in your brain that you can control your hormones with an app, what time you eat, what time you sleep. And there are amazing use cases for it, potentially being a cure for forms of paralysis. But the question you have to ask yourself is, if you can just control yourself with an app, at what point will you actually stop being human? So as human rights lawyers, we're well versed in like the Human Rights Act. So you've got a right to life, right to like freedom, family and friends. But if I can program myself to not want to actually spend time with family and friends ever again, or not even want to speak to people, have any human connection, and essentially turn myself into something that's not quite human, should I be able to do it? There's no laws that say I can't do it, but is that something as a society where we say, actually, should we be looking at guardrails now? And I think...
Because there are no guardrails. It's just...
Why is that different to the choice? What's the difference in the choice? So you could already do that, right? You could just go and use pharmaceuticals to completely change the way you physically look, and you can choose not to talk to anybody ever again, right? What's the difference? It's not the AI changing you. You're making the decision to change the AI to reach your destination.
The issue you find with technologies like brain-computer interfaces is that it's well and good if a few people, early adopters, like people use smart drugs and that sort of thing, right? But if you have it that it's so easily accessible and available, and people just in the workforce can outcompete others, even if I myself say I don't want to do this, the question is, will these people basically get left behind? Where you go, actually, this is just like no different from having a phone now. Those that wanted to sort of preserve their sense of like agency and being human, you have a choice, but in actuality, how real is it? Because there's even issues over, with the power of these technologies in particular, who gets access first? Is it just going to be the richest people in society that get early access? Is it going to be people from certain parts of the world, like Western Europe, North America? What about people in South America or, South Asia?
See, I think it's that equality. It might start off quite altruistic in terms of, okay, we'll give this person this because it can benefit them. It can help reduce their kind of anxiety or mental health. And so it starts off as a medical sort of tool. But then once it hits the private sector, that's when it probably becomes a...
Because it goes from it always starts from medical use, then it goes to enhancement, which is where the real money is as well, to be honest. It's in the enhancement. How can you use this to make yourself better? And even with brain-computer interfaces, even like the new cybersecurity threats you're going to face, things like brain hacking are real concerns, because at the end of the day, it's still something that can be hacked. And even like new legislation being touted over like the right to free will, or freedom from having your brain chip, your BCI being hacked. And it sounds very sci-fi-esque, but this stuff will be here before you know it.